messages from you about the story I just told about my mom who
Mm.
lives in Atlanta, who called me in a panic yesterday because these teens had a shootout literally right in front of her building
Yeah.
and her car got shot out.
Like, and a child died.
Yeah, right there in front of her apartment. And so obviously she's shaken up and scared, and she's been looking for a retirement place to move into. So
Yeah.
this is expediting the process. But thank you to everyone that has reached out and said something. It truly means a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, let's get to Queen City Confessions.
And if you ever want to get your secret off your chest, maybe get a little advice from us, you text us, put the word hits with your confession and send it to 96893.
Here's the first one. My dad told me years ago that the only way people would take me serious as a man is if I had a deeper voice. I'm 6 months into my first real corporate job, and I've been using a fake lower voice. Sometimes I just want to talk with my regular voice, but I feel like people wouldn't take me seriously.
Man, I hate when parents screw you up this way. Or somebody like some authority figure. Because now you're in a bind. What happens when your real speaking voice pops out accidentally?
Right. You get excited about something and you're like, hey, this is Brian. I have my reports and you got me. Yay. Anyways.
Like it does, things like that don't really matter. What matters is your integrity in business,
right,
and your ability to connect with other people, or at least be a good listener. Like that sucks.
And I would say be yourself. Like maybe if it's even you having a one-on-one with your boss and just opening up, like, I don't know if that's the best professional advice, but I just feel like human to human, just being like, hey, you know what?
Depends on the boss, obviously.
Right. Like, I'm growing as a human. I've been in therapy and I'm learning that I need to be my true self. Here's my voice.
Hey.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. What's the worst piece of advice your parent or an authority figure gave you growing up? Text.
God, so many bad pieces of advice to choose from.
Right? Text hits in your message to 96893. Here's the last Queen City confession. I have an older neighbor that I've helped out from time to time over the last few years. He just told me that I've been more of a daughter to him than his real daughter, so he's going to put me in his will and write her out.
Oh, dear.
I'm excited, but I also feel guilty as well. I mean, as long as you didn't coerce him into it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help that. It's his decision, but also that is real tricky because is some unknown daughter going to come at you at some point in the future?
And do you know the daughter? Like, have you met her before?
My guess is no, because maybe the daughter doesn't check in and hasn't been seen for a while. But you know how people get when deaths happen and money's involved. People wild out. So I would maybe have a very serious conversation, like speaking to this gentleman and be like, I'm a little worried.
Right. Or maybe this confessor doesn't want to have that conversation and just take
sure
the money.
not.
Depending upon how much it is, she's like, well, I've been here. Where your daughter been?
Exactly.
Got a confession you want to get off your chest? Text hits in your message to 96893. It is 7:30, Holly. It's time to get into the drama, but the drama from the past. What's our Hall of Fame blown off? Where are they now?
Callie and Sean. This happened in November of last year, so it really hasn't been that long, but we're kind of following up on them because they met at karaoke, right, and bonded over something very unique until we found out that Sean wasn't actually that into that unique thing, but it did end up working out. It's weird how this thing like came apart and came back together. You got to check it out.
All right, so we'll do this Hall of Fame blown off.